All right, welcome to the Unit 1 Pretest Study Guide for Algebra 1. As we go through this, go ahead and check your work. So number 1, we're going to fill in the blank. The answer to an addition problem is a sum. The answer to a subtraction problem is called a difference. The answer to a multiplication problem is a product. And finally, the answer to a division problem is a quotient. Number 2, on a number line, point A is located at negative 15 while point B is located at 9. Let's go ahead and draw a picture off to the side of what that looks like. So on a number line, we have negative 15 and 9. And when we label things in math, we can go and label with a letter. This is A, and above 9, we're going to put the B. What is the distance from point A to point B? Well, to find the distance, we've got to consider that there's 0 in between. So it's going to take 15 units to get from negative 15 to 0. And it's going to take 9 more units to get from 0 to 9. So if we add those together, that gives us a final distance of 24. Another way to think about that is we can just subtract the values. So we could take 9 minus negative 15. Think if they were both positive, if we just subtract them, that would give us the same and it'd be something that's logical as well. Now we want to find the midpoint. Well, to find the midpoint, we take and find the average. So we're going to take negative 15 plus 9 and divide that all by 2. Now, negative 15 plus 9 gives us negative 6. And if we divide that by 2, we're going to end up at negative 3. So if we recreate a number line over here, here's negative 15, here's 9, and here's negative 3. Well, if a point is in the middle, that means it's the same distance from the middle to the ends. So using our last idea, how far is it from negative 3 to negative 15? Well, they're 12 apart. And how far is it from 9 to negative 3? They're also 12 apart. We know that because we can take negative 3 minus a negative 15 and 9 minus a negative 3. Number 3, the value of a negative absolute value of negative 8. When we see these bars in number 3, that means it's the absolute value. The distance a number is from 0. So this would be a negative, and the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. So that's the opposite of negative 8, or 8, which is negative 8, plus the absolute value of 3. 3 is 3 units from 0. So negative 8 plus 3 gives us negative 5. On to the next part. Negative 9 plus 4. That gives us negative 5. Negative 9 plus negative 4, we have 9 negatives, and we get 4 more negatives, so now we're up to negative 13. When we add fractions, we need to have common denominators, so 3/8 plus 5/16. The least common multiple for 8 and 16 is 16. So the bottom denominator is going to stay as a 5. We're going to take 8 times 2 to get 16, and 3 times 2 to give us 6. So 6/16 plus 5/16 gives us 11/16. Same idea with negative numbers. We have negative 2/3 plus a negative 1/5. So we need to find common denominators for 3 and 5, and that's going to be 15. So 3 times 5 gives us 15, and negative 2 times 5 gives us negative 10. 5 times 3 gives us 15, and negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. And if we put all those together, we have negative 10/15 plus negative 3/15, which is negative 13/15. And on to number 5. Simplify each expression. Remember, when we subtract integers, we add the opposite. So 7 minus 10 is 7 plus a negative 10. That's a negative 3. Negative 3 minus a negative 2, we add the opposite. That gives us negative 1. For 4 minus a third, we can think of it this way. Let's think about borrowing. So I can't take 1/3 away from nothing. So 4 becomes 3. And I'm going to have to put 3/3 right here because if I take 1 away from 4, I've got to put 1 on the other side. So 3/3 minus 1/3 is 2/3. And I bring down the 3. Now, I could also put that as an improper fraction. And that would be 11/3, taking 3 times 3 and adding 2. Here we're going to add the opposite, negative 3/16. Add the opposite. So this gives us negative 3/16 plus 7/16, which, because the denominators are the same, that's 4/16. But we'll want to reduce, and that becomes 1/4. We'll close this part up with number 6, and let's go ahead and multiply. So an opposite times the opposite makes it the original, makes it positive. So negative 8 times negative 6 is 48. 5 times negative 9 is negative 45. When we multiply with fractions and mixed numbers, we can change things over so everything is a fraction, and we can begin to look to see if we can cross cancel. And so this 4 will go into 20 5 times, and 4 goes into itself once. So this gives us a final answer of 15. The way we can think about this is we're going to end up reducing at the end anyway. So if we think about 20 times 3, that's 60, and 1 times 4 is 4. 60 over 4 is 15 as well. So look to cross cancel when you find products. When we're finding products of fractions and mixed numbers, we need to change things over to improper fractions. So for this one, I'm going to multiply 2 and 8 and add the 5. That's going to give us 21 over 8 times 6/7. Again, we're going to look to see if we can factor and find a common factor in the numerator and denominator. That's what cross-canceling really is. So 7 goes into 7 once and into 21 3 times. 2 goes into 8 4 times and 6 3 times. This results in a final answer of 9/4, which, because 4 goes into 9 twice with 1 left over, gives us a mixed number back right there. That's part 1. We'll be back in a little bit with part 2 in the next video.